Have you guys ever been on your phone simply just scrolling through social media and then you get a random charge for an app or a subscription that you haven't opened or even thought about in like 3 months? This was a normal occurrence for me before I actually looked into the issue and addressed it head on, but for many people, they think it's easier to just shrug it off and say, oh well, they got me again, I'll try to remember for next time. This right here is the very mindset that is keeping people broke. Many of the big companies, especially tech companies, want us to believe that this digital age is supposed to be cheaper and more convenient to the consumer. But little did we know, we basically traded ownership of something for a permanent monthly subscription that we can't get the hell away from. We don't own our music, our movies, or even the software that we use for work. We're just simply renting out our lives 15 to 20 bucks at a time. In this video, I want to talk about why we're all subscription poor and how we can stop the headache before it gets way too out of control. And no, the thing is, you don't need rocket money like they tell you on those ads. You don't need that to cancel your subscriptions. All you need is some self-reflection, and you need to be able to take action when necessary. So before we get started, drop down in the comments, how many subscriptions do you guys currently pay for? Right now, I personally have 2 subscriptions. Or I guess I should say I pay for 2, but I use way more than that. But we'll talk about that later in the video. To start off, I want to take a look at the actual damage that these subscription services cause to the ordinary person. We all like to pretend that we've got a handle on our spending, but the data from 2020 so far shows that many people are just straight up wrong. The average person in their late 20s, early 30s thinks they spend around give or take 90 bucks a month on digital subscriptions. Which on the surface, I mean, it doesn't really seem too crazy, but the reality of the situation is that it's closer to 240 bucks a month, which is an absolute insane jump from 90. Companies absolutely love these stats because the more that you don't know, the more money that they make. These numbers show that we're literally losing track of where a quarter of our fund money is going. Now, some people can be considered as heavy subscription users, someone with a gym membership, maybe a couple streaming apps, cloud storage, and maybe even like a design software tool that I stated in the intro. These people are likely hitting around 400 bucks a month alone in subscriptions. Now, if you take that over a 12-month period, that is $4,800 over the whole year. So I want you guys to think about that for a second. If you were to even take a bigger step back and say over 5 years, that $4,800 over 5 years turns into $24,000. And that's not just fun money, that's not just, money that you would go to Starbucks and get a coffee with. This is money that, people could use to put a down payment on a starter home. This is straight up money that you could maybe start a business that you keep thinking about starting. It could even be a part of like a fuck you fund, and that would let you walk away from a job that you can't stand. But instead, we're just handing it to a CEO who is straight up rolling in the cash of hardworking people who just don't know any better. These companies aren't stupid. They know that once a charge becomes automatic, it becomes invisible to most people. You see, through my research, I stumbled upon the phrase called frictionless billing. Now, I never heard of this phrase before, but all this is, it's a type of billing that's just basically designed to make spending money feel like absolutely nothing. So 2 huge ways of doing this could be thumbprints or Face ID. But the thing is, it is so easy to fall victim and get locked into a purchase. But when you actually catch on and you want to leave, they just bring the friction back. They go ahead and they hide the cancel button, they make you call a representative, or they offer you a special offer just to stay. I've had so many instances of having to Google on how to delete a certain subscription, and this isn't a coincidence. It's literally just a part of the game of screwing you over. The other issue is every single goddamn studio has its own app now. You have Paramount, you have Disney, Netflix, HBO Max, Peacock, the list goes on, and it is just so exhausting to keep up with it. All of the apps have a handful of decent shows and movies, and the rest is just shit that nobody's interested in. They even moved to weekly releases for some of these shows, and it's not for just any reason. It's not they keep you on the edge of your seat. They just want to make sure that you can't subscribe for 1 month, binge your show, and then leave. They want you to keep that $15 to $20 subscription flowing in for 3 to 4 months, and then hopefully you forget about it. They're basically fucking you over just to pay their bottom line. And this is all calculated, and it's working perfectly for them. The one part that really pisses me off, especially as I get older, is that we're losing the right to own things. When I was a kid, man, if you bought a game or a CD, you had it until the day that you died. But now, let's just say a platform decides to pull an album or a movie based on some legal bullshit. It's gone. It's gone forever. You've been paying for this for years. these 15 to 20 bucks a month. You've been paying for these things for years and you have zero claim. They could take it away from you whenever they want. It just feels like that you pay for a right to sit at the table, but the moment you stop paying, they kick you out and take everything back. So for many, including myself, this can create a constant state of low-level anxiety. I used to feel like I needed to stay subscribed just to keep my data, my playlist, and games, along with so many other things. Through the research I've done for making this video, I found that 42% of adults are now feeling a type of subscription burnout. We're also tired of the notifications and the price hikes. We're tired of the new tier emails telling us that we have to pay $5 more just to skip ads. It just seems like they constantly change the price to higher amounts for shit that we used to get for a lot cheaper. So you're probably asking, where do we go from here? And I feel like it's not about being a cheapskate where you just don't spend any money and you turn bitter toward everything and everybody. It's more about being intentional just with your subscription expenses. So one of the first things that I did was I kind of did like a subscription audit on myself. So every 6 months, I basically exported my bank statement to a CSV file. And this is just a file that shows you all your charges for the month. And you can do this with whatever bank you use. If you have the app, you can go right on there, find your statement, print it out, do whatever you have to do, and then you'll have access to it. But what I did was I highlighted everything that says monthly, and I just took a closer look into each one. And if I didn't use it for like the last 30 days, I just got rid of it. For example, I had this subscription service that I thought I deleted months ago, but it turns out I fully didn't complete the cancellation form, so they continued to take money without my knowledge, which that's a real great business practice. Sucker your customers in, make them keep paying when they don't even know they're doing it. Another way that you could go about this is maybe you can pick one app at a time. You could watch it, cancel it, then move to the next one, because it only takes about 30 seconds to a minute to resubscribe. They make sure they make this part real easy when you want to return with your money. They make the doors, they keep the door open for you. They make it nice and easy to get back in. Now, the reason why I seem kind of hesitant about this one is that it takes a little bit more effort, and me personally, I would just honestly delete the app and not use it. I would just learn to live without it, because I'm just bitter when it comes to these things. But if the service is that important to you, you can go this route, because, you know, if you need it, you need it. You know, you got to live your life, you got to have a little bit of fun, but you just got to remember that you can only watch one screen at a time, so why would you pay for 5 different screens? I don't feel the need for it. You're just giving your money away, and that's money that you could be using for so many other things. The last way that I have here is you can go ahead and pay yearly. And this is, like I said, kind of in regards to the last one. If you absolutely need the app and it's an app that you're using like every day or a couple times a week, you know, you could pay yearly, because if you're going to pay a yearly fee, this could help you save around 15 to 20% of what you would have been paying through the monthly route. And it forces you to feel the pain of the payment one time rather than just letting it slowly milk money from your account every month. So if you like an app, you plan on using it, might as well take the discount, because you know, why not? It's basically free money back into your pocket for a subscription that you plan on using very, very often. So the biggest way that I personally handled this was, I'm going to be 100% honest with you guys. This way I feel like is probably one of the best ways you can go about it if you have the resources around you, and that's your family or your close friends. Because what I do with my family is that we just share subscriptions. So I pay for 2 of them, and that's it. And what my other family members do is they also take a few subscriptions each. Now, this doesn't have to be a specific number. It just depends what apps do you all want. And maybe some of your family will like apps that you don't really care for, and then they'll pay for them and you'll just get them for free. I feel like less is still better. So like I wouldn't just be like, oh, well, you know, we have all the subscriptions, my family helps me pay for them, so I'm going to have 7 of them. I don't really think that's the best way to go about it, but hey, you do you, it's your life. It made me question this, because I thought this was like, I knew that people did this, but when I was like looking through information, I found that 52% of people have went ahead and taken advantage of this. And with that, these big companies, they try to lay the hammer down and they try to crack down on it, but it seems like more and more people are trying to do it. It's like these companies aren't able to like keep up and keep track. I know Netflix has been really stingy. I mean, I don't pay for Netflix, but my one family member pays for it, and they're like, oh, you need to be the household account, and then you try to sign in, and then you'll get maybe access for 2 weeks, and then it goes away, and then you got to ask for the email again and have the location set. It's a pain in the ass. But by using your family, you can bring your interests together together, and some people can just literally cut in half their expenses when it comes to their subscriptions. And all this takes is 10 minutes of coordination, maybe once or twice a year. And hell, this could be an extra $2,000 in someone's pocket. Depending on what they subscribe to, this can be a huge chunk of money that you could put into other things, such as investing or saving for a house or whatever you guys plan on doing. The biggest thing is you gotta have family that you can trust, or you gotta have a group of friends that you can trust. But if you have either of these two things, you can finally stop paying for 4 individual versions of the same fucking app. I'm telling you, man, it's a game changer. So sit down, divide the bills up, and just stop letting these platforms charge you 7 different times. But look, at the end of the day, $200 a month isn't going to make you homeless, but it's sure going to keep you stuck. The subscription model is designed to keep you in a cycle of just enough entertainment to keep you distracted, just enough convenience to keep you lazy. And all this takes is 5 minutes. This is what I want you guys to do. Take 5 minutes tonight and actually look into the numbers. You cannot let these companies dictate your financial future just because you wanted to watch one show 3 years ago. You got to take your money back because you have way better things to do with it. So just to recap what we talked about today, I want you guys to download your bank statements. You need to cut out the unused subscriptions, share subscriptions with family and friends that you trust, because you need to stop being a statistic of these companies just taking money from you. Do not let these companies continue to do this. You need to stand up and put that money back into your pocket. So I want you guys to leave a comment and tell me the most useless thing you guys are currently subscribed to. Let's get it all out in the open, because if we aren't educated about this, the shit's going to keep happening, and we just can't let that happen. We have to be the people that stand up and just get the right to own things to come back, man. There's a lot of good that comes from subscriptions, a lot of convenience, but they're just playing us so bad, and I feel like, people have to, realize this is a problem and stand up and do something about it. But that's all I got for today. I appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe if you liked the video. Got a lot of videos coming, and I'll see you on the next one. Thanks.